Let's talk about this game here, the SEC championship game. Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Drop in the comment section what you're into. This is a big game. Number 5, number 2, Georgia, Texas. Texas minus 2.5. Shop your lines, folks. You know what I say about that. 49.5 for a total. I got to be honest with you. I, I don't see how Georgia loses this game. And I can't
Is
believe
it
I'm
because
saying that out loud.
they beat him earlier this season, or because you just like him in Athens in the spot?
I think I like them in Georgia in this spot. This is a home game for Georgia, in my opinion. And I think they get up. They have to. Texas can lose this and still get in.
I think
Georgia cannot.
both teams are going to, whoever loses is still getting in. It's 2 versus 5.
I don't know if Georgia does. I think they could screw them out of it.
No, I think Georgia's getting in guaranteed.
Okay. All right. Well, either way, I like Georgia. Pass game this year, and I think honestly, I think they're the more well-rounded team overall. I think Georgia's the better team. Price tag wise, I'm taking Georgia.
It's pretty tricky because Georgia did win comfortably in the regular season game against them, but I feel like the issue I have for Texas offensively, they've not been great lately. They have been struggling a bit recently. They scored less than 21 points in 2 of their last 3 against Arkansas and against A&M. Georgia had whatever the hell that game was against Georgia Tech. I live bet Georgia plus 200. I felt good about it, but they won in 8 overtimes because of the 2-point conversion fiasco. I do think it's pretty interesting that Georgia, despite being the worst ranked team, won the first meeting so comfortably, and they're dogs here in Georgia. I find that interesting. Now, you mentioned home field. I don't know if it matters that much. Texas does travel very well. I think it'll be pretty split in terms of fan base. Maybe a bit more to Georgia, but I think it's going to be close. Texas takes their football seriously, as we know.
True.
The issue I have with Texas, and I feel like it might sound a bit harsh, I think Arch Manning is so much better than Quinn Ewers, just watching them play. And I think that Ewers and the usage he gets actually hurts the team. Because I think that Manning has more of a running dynamic, which I think that Ewers does not have, which gives them a bit more flexibility and a bit more explosiveness, which this team kind of needs. I think you might see a couple packages for Arch in this game. I think you might get a bit more usage here. I think I am going to go with Texas in this game. It wouldn't shock me if Georgia won. I just can't stand this team. Every time I watch them each week, I'm waiting for them to show signs of growth or development, or at least put together a complete 60-minute game, or even like a 55-minute game. And they can't do it because Beck looks awful in the first half in so many of these games, and then he plays well in the second half. Every time. He does. And I can't stand it. I'll go with
adjustments. That's a sign of a great quarterback, somebody who can make an adjustment at halftime. I don't think they're necessarily with the best game plan going into that Georgia Tech team, but Texas, they beat Texas A&M in Texas, in College Station. That was a hard win. Beating Kentucky, Arkansas, Florida.
They haven't beaten many good teams, I get it, but Georgia, I just have not been impressed. And I think that if I'm asking which quarterback I trust less, I think I trust Beck less than the combo of Ewers and Manning, but that involves Manning actually getting snaps. If it's just going to be Ewers against Beck, I'll take the over in interceptions for both guys. I think both quarterbacks are going to be pretty underwhelming here. I just think Arch is that X factor that I think will get some usage in this game. And I think
I'll be honest with you, I think he's the best, probably long-term better quarterback out of all 3 of them.
I'm not a Ewers guy at all. I think Ewers might be a first-round pick in the upcoming draft, and I think it's going to be a disastrous pick. I'm not a fan of Ewers personally. Manning, you could argue, is still a bit raw, but he has a lot of physical gifts.
He's very green.
He has a lot of physical gifts. I don't want to compare him size-wise to like a Trevor Lawrence type, but you get my point.
Okay,
he has certain attributes that Ewers does not have.
Fair enough. Fair enough. There you go. Split side, Georgia, Texas. Good luck.
I think I like the under in this game, though. I see a close game.
I like overtime.
Okay. I'm going to go with the under because Texas.
If you're looking for a weird prop, an overtime. Or I like the same game parlay you had. Both quarterbacks throw a touchdown or interception.
Yeah, I think you're going to see at least one pick from both guys. Beck in the first half probably throws at least one. It's really going to come down to turnovers in this game, which could go either way, but I think Texas' defense is better than Georgia's. Georgia's defense has really not impressed me. Tech ran it down their throats for 3+ quarters. I'm not really sold in this Georgia defense as much as I should be. I'll go with Texas because of it.
Fair enough. There you go. SEC championship. We'll see you on the next one.